Welcome to the world of Starfield. This game comes from the legendary game studio Bethesda, the makers of Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Now, I have of course played Skyrim, Fallout 4, and Fallout 76. And I know, I should try some of the older games, but no, I'm just gonna be playing Starfield today, aka Fallout in space pretty much. And it quite literally is just that. Like, imagine this game is if Destiny and Fallout had a little baby, and it obviously has more of the Fallout genes. So that is why I decided to pick up this game, and I also heard a few good things about it. So I'm really hoping I enjoy this game, and that is also why I am deciding to spend 100 hours in this game. 100 hours is a lot, and I am honestly not ready for it. But I think it will be fine. So this is going to be a little long adventure, and yeah, I might as well just jump right into it. So I started on this planet named Vectera as a part of a mining operation. I am here with my two besties for the resties, Lynn and Heller. Lynn is just a bit crabby and doesn't seem like she really likes me, but she does. She definitely does. She even taught me how to mine with this little laser gadget thingy. And then after she taught me how to mine, guess what? I kind of passed out. Yeah, she forced me to touch this weird little artifact thing. It was honestly kind of rude. But now it is time for the character customization. There are tons of customization options, and I just went with a bunch of the defaults because, I'm kind of dumb. I also had to choose a background for my character, and I just chose an unknown background. And finally, after a bunch of contemplation over my traits, I felt the dream home, introvert, and wanted trait would give me the best benefits. And finally, after completing my character, I made my way out of the mine while stealing stuff from the base, of course, because I'm such a great guy. And since I'm such a great guy, even though I almost died to a stupid artifact, yeah, thanks Lynn, I grabbed a pistol and killed some stupid pirates that jumped us. Yeah, now they're super dead after a bunch of bullets. And then after talking to this guy Baird, also he gave me his ship, which also, guess what, I used to murder a bunch more people. And then I also left the planet so I could be a part of bigger and better things. So I arrived on the planet named Crete. My mission was to talk to the pirate captain to stop the pirates from attacking once and for all, hopefully. In the process of raiding this little pirate base, I found an epic booster pack and a legendary helmet, which honestly would later become obsolete. But I made my way to the pirate leader, and after a failed attempt at persuading, I had to slaughter him and his crew. Yeah, at least I got his weapon, an explosive coachman, basically a shotgun with a chance of explosive shots, which seems amazing at the time. Which brings me to a new planet, but quickly, I do want to say that there are way too many planets, so don't get mad if I don't say the name. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, I arrived at a city called New Atlantis, and I headed towards a place called the Lodge and met the group of Constellation, and there I found the perfect companion, Sarah Morgan. This is why I like video games, okay? Because if you can't get bitches in real life, you always have video games. But that is besides the point. I later explored the lodge and did a few things in New Atlantis after tons of dialogue and lore. Yeah, lore. Let's go the backstory of things and stuff, and yeah, it was fun. So you remember the introvert trait I chose? Yeah, I got rid of it. If I'm going to have a companion like Sarah the whole time, I don't want to be introverted because, I'll just run out of oxygen faster because that's what the damn trait does. But after that, I set sail for a new adventure. Yeah, I went to tons of different planets just to find one guy with a new artifact. I went to Mars and talked to a bartender, then went to Venus to do a little stealth around a satellite, then I raided a shipyard near Luna, then finally found a hijacked ship around Neptune and saved the guy who in turn gave me the artifact, which I will bring back to the lodge in New Atlantis. Well, that was the plan until I got stopped by some space police for carrying contraband. I don't know, so I just had to get onto the police ship and speak to Commander Akande. He practically forced me to be an undercover operative with pirates, so yeah, I'm just gonna let that mission sit on the side for a little while. Yeah, so now I am able to go to the lodge and there is a new person, well, actually two. The country space cowboy singer dude Sam Coe and his annoying little daughter Koriko. Yeah, I don't know where they came from, but whatever. I also found out Sam wants me to go to his home city called Aquila City with him. So of course I did, and when we arrived at the city, Sam thought it was a great idea for me to deal with the city's problems of robbery, so that was fun. Yeah, at least I got paid though, that's all that matters. But at this point, I am starting to actually understand how big this game is. I looked at my missions tab and I realized I have a metric butt ton of missions. But I don't care, my main focus is the story missions right now, so that is why me and Sam went to pay his father a little visit. Yeah, we needed a map to find an artifact, and we decided to steal it. And I was the one who got caught. That's not fair. I don't even know how they saw me, but whatever. The jail was nice though, time flew by quite literally, but now it was time to use the map. But before I did, I saw my very first little alien creatures. Oh, at first I thought that was your nose. Are you mad at me? I didn't have a good reaction, I know, but you know, it brings me to the Shaw gang camp, and you better believe I slaughtered them all. But then I crashed, so I had to do it all over again. But then I made my way through the cave and collected the next artifact. But Shaw, the one and only Shaw, was not pleased. But you know, with my master negotiating skills and looks, no more blood was spilled. So now I returned to the lodge with the artifact. But when I returned, Sarah was keen on one other mission. So I again took off, and we had to go meet up with our good old pal Barrett, even though he wasn't there. Yeah, him and Heller were kidnapped, so yeah, that's pretty cool. So I had to venture to tons of different planets to find these nutjobs or kidnappers, and I ended up finding Heller, who I honestly didn't really care much about. But it brought me to a moon base where I was able to pick up this beautiful rifle, the Frenzy Beowulf. Yeah, it's like really freaking good. And after a ton more slaughtering, I came to find Barrett chatting it up with some of the pirates, and I then persuaded them to let my baby boy Barrett go. But wait, there's more. I returned to the lodge only to travel to a space station to meet the one and only Vladimir Putin, or just Vladimir. Sadly, he wasn't riding a bear, but he was worried about a friend, so we went searching for her and found a nice little artifact along the way. But I did have my first death to a dumb freaking bounty hunter who just popped up. Yeah, it was just rude, I'm gonna be honest. So that brings me to another cave where I finally meet Vladdy Boy's friend Andreja. So we quickly ignored her and picked up the artifact through that other cave, and you know, I think she was kind of flirting with me. Even back at the lodge, like I felt that tension. I don't know how to feel about this right now. Maybe she's just a flirtatious person. I don't know. Just no one tell Sarah, please. I promise I'm not desperate. I promise I'm not desperate. I really am not desperate. Okay, so Vladimir wanted me to check out his big anomaly on this distant planet. So I ventured around and found this big ass temple thing. It had a huge ass ring in the middle, and it gave this strange power. I could do something with gravity, I think? I don't know. But to be honest, I didn't know this would happen, which brings me to another planet where I raided the temple for yet another power, which gives almost infinite oxygen for a short period of time. Which it doesn't matter right now because I need to go to a city with Walter. He knows someone who is selling an artifact, so I need to get it. Now I did some sneaky little stuff and discovered things about the seller and walked into the lounge. What the hell? What? Wait, this is what? Oh god. Oh my freaking god. I am scarred for life now. My eyes are freaking burning. This is not what I expected this is. Oh my god. No, please. Can someone just gouge my eyes out for the love of god, please? Actually, you know what? I may have overreacted. Anyway, I went to make the deal and some crap went down. It was bad. I made my girl Sarah angry, and you know, I can't have that. So I reset my save and played it out a bit differently, and I got the artifact. But like I said though, crap did go down, so I had to talk to this like billionaire Slayton dude because he originally had the artifact. After convincing him though, he did agree that it honestly wasn't really worth the trouble. Sadly though, there was trouble on the horizon. I got stopped by someone who called themselves the Starborn. Luckily, there was no fight, but it brought up many questions. So I went back to the lodge to talk about this, But that crap ain't important right now, because I finally have my dream house. I paid a whopping 125,000 credits for this, so it better be good. Yeah, I can't store infinite stuff. This seems like kind of a ripoff, but you know, the house looks cool though. But the storage though, that's kind of sad. So I finished up in my dream house and ventured for a ton more powers. I got a power that pushes people down. It low-key seems pretty good. Then I got one that lets me see people's movements before they happen. Then I got one so I can do a little dash. Then I got another one that allows me to sense a bunch of different stuff. And finally, I got one that unarms my enemies temporarily. Honestly, these don't seem the best, so I'll use the pushy one for now. But with all my new power, I needed to help Sarah with a quest to find a crashed crew from 10 years prior. Yeah, I found out she was stranded for a year, and god damn it, how do I always have a thing for girls who had a traumatic past? My god, she'll probably just leave me like the other one. But that is besides the point. In between jumping planets, a bounty hunter tried killing me and succeeded, but then I killed him right after. So with that problem out of the way, I went back to the planet that Sarah was stranded on. Yeah, I found a damn kid. Luckily though, she is not Sarah's, because you know I'd have to go for that milk if you know what I mean. But let's get serious. Those men and women in the crash needed to be honored, so I grabbed those dog tag things that correspond with each soldier. Then Sarah and I kidnapped the kid and brought them to the lodge. We are great people, I know. But after this quest, I achieved something that my friend has yet to achieve: marriage. Even though this is a game, yeah, it's just a game. So me and Sarah, we committed to getting married. After, 11 hours of getting to know each other. Ladies, I would not recommend doing this, by the way. But me and Sarah just need to set up a ceremony, which will take a little bit of time. In the meantime though, I found another artifact and a cool pistol that looks like an M1911, which honestly was pretty cool. Before I returned to the lodge, I thought it was best to pick up one last artifact. So I went cave dwelling once again to pick me up one of the many artifacts out there. Now, I returned to the lodge to find out that the giant space station, the Eye, run by Vladimir, needs some good old repairs, and after those were finished, I was sent to go steal another artifact. This guy collected stuff and he would not sell it at all, so basically I stole it and he got mad and I almost killed him, and then he gave it up like a little pansy. So I proudly walked off of the ship and I returned to the lodge to find out something devastating happened. The Eye was attacked and the lodge is next. This Starborn, known as the Hunter, is here to take the artifacts. I had two choices: either go save Sarah on the Eye or protect the other people from getting hurt. Which I made the difficult decision to go to the Eye and of course save Sarah. It is what I had to do. I couldn't just let her die. But that brings me back to the lodge. Even though I saved her, we lost a friend, Barrett. Barrett was the reason that I joined Constellation. Barrett is the reason for my journey, but he is gone now. But now isn't the time to grieve. For Barrett, we must fight on. I took after Noelle, who took the artifacts to keep them safe, but the Hunter was right after her. By taking an underground passage, I died to the Hunter. Yeah, but after that, we managed to make our way to my ship and evade his grasp. But that brings us to another difficult choice. Where do I keep the artifacts? Definitely not the lodge, but I had two choices. Keep them on my ship or keep them at a base on some planet. Yeah, I chose the ship because, So then we returned to the lodge to find that Mateo has some possible good information. He mentioned how in his religious practices, they mention the unity. So that brings me to a priest. He talks about his story and encourages me to talk to a Varun zealot and a House of Enlightened dude. These people gave me different stories and a unique perspective that helped me get to an answer: the pilgrim. There was some sort of pilgrim in each story, so I had to find him. Or, well, his resting place. Luckily, from the priest's story, I had a possible set of coordinates after some discussion, so now I am off to go dig up a grave. After scouring the pilgrim's base, I found a clue that led me to somewhere else. Then I had to go to the dumb puzzle, then go somewhere else once again, which brought me to some Starborn, the Hunter and the Emissary. The hunter is a version of the priest and the emissary is a version of Barrett, each from different universes. This shows that the Starborn travel universes, kind of, I guess. It's a long explanation that I ain't getting into like this video, but long story short, the Unity makes a human a Starborn and allows for the now Starborn to go to a different universe. That is what they all explained to me in a sense. They also gave me 3 choices: side with the hunter for the right to the Unity, side with the emissary for government over the Unity, or get to the Unity my own way. I chose to get there my own way. This is by far the hardest option, so I looked it up and I needed a better ship. So I did the mission, the Mantis, which brings me to the lair of the, Mantis. And the lair was a breeze. I killed so many people, but I did die to a trap filled with turrets, so that was kind of sad. But hey, it was all worth it because I now have one of the better ships, the Razorleaf. I don't know why this is like good, but the internet said it was good, so I believe it. That brings me to hunt for some new powers. I got one that can revive stuff and like have them on my side, one that shoots fiery balls, and one that gives me a little shield, which I will use a lot in the future. With all these new powers on my side, I went to, of course, gather a new artifact. Barrett's death and the Starborn's threats are not gonna slow me down. Yet. Which brings me to the next artifact. It was at this like confusing lab place that used an artifact to experiment on. Yeah, it caused me to like phase in between universes. It was honestly really kind of morbid. One was like completely destroyed and the other was very pristine and perfect. But I solved the issue and gathered the fancy artifact. So now I need to celebrate by getting the power to turn invisible. This power then told me to go towards the story mission, which brought me to Luna. I then explored the base and then it brought me to NASA on Earth, and this planet looks horrid. Good thing I'll be dead by the time this happens though. But I then explored NASA and got jumped by a ton of Starborn, like a metric butt ton. But then the hunter and emissary gave me one last chance to side with them, which I did not do. That brings me to the very last temple, which is buried underground. To get to it, I had to fight the hunter and the emissary ship, which I died a lot. Like really, it was really bad. So I took a while, upgraded my ship, and eventually won. They retreated onto the planet, so now all I gotta do is raid the covered temple place thingy. I cannot wait. So I made my way to the end of the temple. There, waiting, was the emissary and the hunter. I tried persuading them to stop, but alas, I was not successful. They were keen on destroying me. The battle was a long and hard one. Well, it actually wasn't really hard, it just was really tedious, I'm gonna be honest. But that brought about the defeat of the emissary and the hunter. I picked up their loot, grabbed the artifacts, and went to the lodge. I said my goodbyes and I went to the Unity. The Unity was a portal to a new universe with access to limitless new powers. I talked to me. Well, kind of. It was weird. I was shown what would all happen if I went into the Unity and everything looked chill. But honestly, I couldn't fathom leaving this universe yet. It was just not the right time. I also didn't think now was the right time to go into New Game Plus because, that is basically what the Unity is. So I'm just gonna be an honorary Starborn for now, and I'll continue getting powerful because I want to be as strong as possible for the new universe. Like I said, I need to get more powerful, so I went and hunted for some powers. So I got 2, one where I can pull a bunch of stuff in towards me, and another one that speeds up some like farming growth or something. I'm pretty sure that's like what watering cans do, but whatever. I also went to a memorial for Barrett, so that's cool, I guess. I said something at the funeral, and I can't really tell if they heard because I can't even hear me. But you know what I did hear? I heard that Sarah was ready for the marriage ceremony. We went to Paradiso and one of her friends from a long time ago officiated. Yeah, she was kind of judgy, and it was weird that this was like the first time we met after Barrett's funeral, but like whatever. At least it is official and I don't even have to buy a ring. Thank God. But then I went to collect even more of my new powers. I got one where I can control the gravity, one where I can get rid of oxygen, I think. I didn't really test these, I'm gonna be honest. But then I got a power to freeze people and time for a short little while. And finally, for some good old experience, I responded to a distress call and ended up killing tons of guys. Yeah, I also saved a ton of people because I am just that awesome. That distress call was from both the Freestar and the United Colonies. These two are not the best of friends, but they properly worked it out. I helped them through whatever I needed to, and then they were on their merry way, which brings me back to hunting for some delicious powers. But first I needed to make my ship a tiny bit better. By doing that, I made it look fugly. Like, I've seen trolls look better than this damn ship, like my god. But I guess it doesn't matter because it's at least functional. So with that, I am now heading after them powers. So I got one that draws in people towards me, one to summon a duplicate of an unfriend-friendly foe, whatever the hell that means, one that shoots a beam of light, one to channel the energy from Luna, one to leech health from enemies, and finally one to cause a massive explosion. So that is it for powers for now, and I am now super powerful and of course super awesome. But now it's time to get more XP. I need to be super strong before I enter the Unity, so I gotta get that XP. So I went and completed as many activities as possible, and I got tons of freaking quests. Like, that should keep me occupied for a good freaking while. These new missions ranged from helping some doctors, scientists, miners, and even engineers. All I gotta do right now is complete or actually do the missions. Now it is time for the missions. I helped this very introverted scientist, and I had to get these little sensors all around several trees because this scientist is like a freaking tree freak or whatever. But I helped him and got rewarded. I then found this very old colony ship that wanted to inhabit the planet of Paradiso. There was some verbal conflict, but I eventually gave in and bought a damn grav drive for this stupid ship. I don't know why I had to pay, but whatever. Originally it was gonna be 40k, like 40k credits, but luckily I persuaded the guy to give it to me for 25k. I'm just pretty mad that I have to pay for it. But after I cooled off from me being angry at the damn Paradiso people, I got the grav drive installed in the ship. Only after I saw a dude inside the floor. Hey little guy, what you doing down here? Hey, what you doing? Oh, this is... Why are you in the floor, dude? Dude, what the hell are you doing? One thing I don't get is that, I never asked the colony people if they were fine with getting a grav drive. That's a little weird, isn't it? Well, I guess it's not as weird as a bounty hunter being inside a damn counter. I had to convince this guy to leave somebody alone, and he was just chilling in the damn counter. Bro, get out of the counter. What are you doing? That's not how you get a drink. Bro, what are you doing? Well, I did convince him, but he was still in a damn counter. That should hurt. Which brings me to my next set of missions, one of which I have to dump off these extremely unlucky pair of boots. And I picked them up a while back and now I just gotta get rid of them, which I did. Then I had to collect some debt, but ended up killing the guy on accident. Yeah, sorry not sorry, man. But to make up for that, I helped a charity by donating to them, getting a wheat farm shipment, asking the town for donations, and even giving a family in need some food. I even went to another planet and took care of some spacers, giving these families some trouble. Yeah, I activated their satellites and killed lots of people. God, I'm just such a great person. And since I am such a great person, I am gonna help people in need by becoming a part of the United Colonies Vanguard. I'm basically gonna be a military guy. But I went through a little test and then they finally sent me on my first assignment. I had to go to this meat packing facility or something like that, or distress call, I honestly don't know. But it turns out this facility is wiped clean from a terramorph, or a big freaky alien dude. So after talking to the scientist lady, I ended up slaughtering my very first terramorph. And I ripped its tissue out of its body and had to talk to the United Colonies about this discovery. Which brings me to Mars, where I gotta find another scientist. I had to clear the scientist's debt with the trade authority just by clearing out the science cave place from some spacers. Yeah, it took a little while, but I finally got to the scientist. He took the sample and he found out that this could mean the end of humanity because the Terramorph shares the same genes as the ones from the infamous Terramorph attack on Londinian, whatever the hell that is. And I am not scared because I am a strong boyo. These freaky looking aliens fear me. Which brings me to the United Colonies cabinet, I had to present info to them and talk to them about giving us some info on some Xeno weapons, which is forbidden for some reason. But that is when 3 Terramorphs attacked New Atlantis. Of course, I saved them because, you know, I am a god. And since I am a god, I had to use my epic negotiating skills to get the Freestar Collective on my side. I also had to do the same thing with the House of Varun. Well, kinda. You know, I had to save the ambassador from an overgrown embassy, but I did get the data and I got my UC citizenship. Well, after I let the intrusive thoughts win. Yeah, I kind of jumped off the tower and of course died. But finally, after getting some of the great info that I needed, I had to search for a robot on a planet that was destroyed by Xeno weapons. Which was why the robot was still here. Its mission was to eliminate the last of the Xeno weapons, which I gladly helped with before returning to the Mars base. Which also gives me my next mission to return to the deadly planet of Londinian. I had to get some Sealy's samples, and in that process I made a shocking discovery. Heat leeches, the stupid little pests, are baby Terramorphs, and a plant makes them grow rapidly. This discovery is honestly horrifying. Well, not for me, because I don't get scared. But you know, I am scared of family conflict, and boy does this questline have all of that. The first scientist that I met, Hadrian, has a father who was part of the UC. Yeah, everyone thought he was dead until I was shown that he was alive, and I ended up telling Hadrian that, and we just kept towards the mission and gathered the last Terramorph sample we needed. Yeah, it was a big old boy Terramorph that I had to kill. Anyway, the group and I came to the conclusion that Hadrian's father ended up doing all of this. So now I am here cleaning up this man's mess. I had 2 options: to rid the world of Terramorphs, and I chose the Aceles, cause you know, they look cool. And now I am sad because I disappointed Sarah with that option. Actually wait, no, I'm not sad because I am already used to disappointing my loved ones anyway. And that's why I decided to apply to join the Freestar Collective because, you know, why not? The sheriff told me to go to the space station and clear them out of some dumb freaking spacers, I guess, which, you know, I gladly did because I like murdering a lot. So for that being my very first mission, it made me want to be a part of the Freestar Collective more. Yeah, sorry not sorry, United Colonies. Actually, not really. I became the Freestar Deputy with pride and honor. And wait, I had to go to a stinky freaking little farm that was apparently getting threatened? Yeah, well, I guess I killed those people. Not the innocent people, of course. But there's a lot more to this story than what I just said, which brings me to this guy, Ron Hope. That cocky bastard was so sad that one of his ships were stolen by one of these people that I killed. Yeah, he definitely seemed to care about it a lot. So since I also cared a lot about this little ship, I went after the people who stole it. I found a lead and found myself at a space station where I had to search a hospital, which then brings me to an asteroid where I found a dying lady. Yeah, I just left her in peace because she was gonna die soon anyway. So then that also brings me to another place known as the Red Mile, I think. Or is it the race that I did? I don't know, but something was known as the Red Mile, which it's this dumb little challenge that, you know, I honestly completed with my eyes closed. Actually, not really. It's kind of hard to play the game with my eyes closed, to be honest. But after that, I was told to go to an out-of-commission mech factory and find the men who stole the ship. And after a lot of torturing, slaughtering, and looting, tons of looting, I found the perpetrator. Yeah, he was, working for the cocky bastard himself, Ron Hope, which I confronted. Ronnie Boy was trying to convince me that it was like the right choice and everything, and me being the smartest and best person in the universe did not let this slide. I killed him with my bare hands, or guns, cause you know, I'm too lazy for my hands. But because of that, I became an official Freestar Ranger, and now I am the space cowboy I never dreamed of being. I also never dreamt of being a space pirate, but you know, here I am trying to join them. To be fair though, and it is all for good reasons, I am trying to infiltrate them to, like, you know, murder them eventually. And I talked to this lady who gave me my first mission before I could join. The mission is to deal with this traitor of theirs, so you know, I did exactly what she did not want me to do. I let them free. But just don't tell them that, because this allowed me access to the key, the home base of the Crimson Fleet. I met the leader, Delgado. He brought me and another rookie to the lock, which was this dumb little prison right below the key on the planet, to get something valuable. The other rookie wanted to betray Delgado, but you know, I wasn't having any of that. I didn't kill him, I just told him no, because legally he can't do anything once I say no, right? But you know, we found the thing that was important to Delgado. We found a clue about a legacy. Crix's legacy. So after acquiring that clue, I returned to the key and got the other rookie kicked off the fleet. So now I need to go search this super fancy ship for some Galbait credentials. I also stole this like ES award for Neva or whatever, but you know, that's cool. But I did acquire them credentials and got the data on the legacy ship after, you know, killing some bad guys, of course. And the legacy is like this Galbank ship that went down with like millions, maybe even billions of credits, and Delgado wants to find it. In order to find the legacy, I had to steal something known as a comm spike, which will allow me to like scan for the ship. You know, it was quite simple, especially since I could just steal a ship off the space station that already had a comm spike installed. Yeah, all I had to do was convince this dumb scientist that I was a test pilot. What a freaking idiot. But hey, it got me what I needed, and now I just need to get some technology from Neon that will help me traverse the lightning fields or whatever. You know, I easily was able to convince these people, and I may have killed maybe 1 or 2 guys, but you know, I got the technology, and now it is time for me to head towards the planet where Legacy is beached, or spaced, or something like that. Which now I am boarding the Legacy with the only threat being robots. The ship was a bit messy, but untouched. There was like no sign of damage anywhere, but then I made my way to the cockpit, or whatever it's called, and found some like important guy's body. I didn't really pay much attention to his name, so I just downloaded some things and acquired all the money off the ship. But that caused the ship to start exploding, so yeah, I kinda had to rush back to my ship. This almost killed me, but I'm all good. So I returned to SysDef with the money and launched a final assault on the key. I killed so many ships and it's like little dumb battery things, and after it was finally safe to enter the key, I docked my ship and took care of business. Bodies were everywhere, but they were just pirates. And then that finally brings me to my boy Delgado. He tried to blow up the whole freaking space station, but you know, I stopped his shenanigans and I murdered him once and for all. The Space Navy Cowboy Ranger, or me, once again saved the day. Which I will be doing once again, but not yet, because you know, I gotta do stuff first. I joined the company of Ryujin. I am a skillful pirate, SysDef, UC, Vanguard, and Freestar Ranger, so you know, why not get rid of all those useful values and become a corporate espionage god? And you know, they just simply threw me into it. I got my first mission like right away, which was a task to get some info from Saratech, which I did with ease because I'm awesome. Then I had to venture to Aquila City to plant some evidence at Laredo's firearms. This led to me stealing a key card from some random place, which I think helped me like plant a device at Hope Tech for some nice sabotage. Oh, and then I stole some like engine schematics, so that's pretty cool. But you know what, or who is not cool? Ularu. She is the co-boss or, you know, something of Ryujin, and she just seems like a little snot. I already do not like her. But you know, she gave me a little mission to steal some info on this project called Project Dominion, which actually happens to be Ryujin's. Someone just stole it. But that tasked me with breaking into Ryujin and going into Ularu's computer. After that, I talked to a lot of people and they said Imogene was the bad guy. I tracked down Imogene and found out she was framed. So that's great, but you know, we still wanted to keep a secret, so I got some resources and a shipment of stuff so I could be like implanted with this device, you know, so I could manipulate people, all of that normal stuff. And with this new device, I tried to be sneaky in Infinity LTD, but it didn't work. I just, you know, ran through the whole place and did what I had to. Then I returned to Ryujin for like a little board meeting, and Ularu was fired and arrested. Thank God. I did not like her. Like, I don't think anyone does. But you know what this means? It means I am done with my work for Ryujin. Well, for at least now. I mean, Imogene is coming back, so that's cool too. Which marks my next journey, the journey for achievements. Well, at least most achievements. I ended up discovering like all 120 some star systems. This didn't take too long. I just had to jump from system to system. It didn't help that, you know, I had a limited range for my grav jumps, but you know, I worked with it and finally got the achievement. Then after that, I started my very first outpost. I don't really know much about these outposts, and honestly, I am too lazy to learn. But I made one on Strix 1 because it felt like, you know, I had some useful resources like iron and water. Yeah, I guess those are somewhat useful, I guess. Which brings me to hiring random people to, watch over my outpost. I just went to some little coffee shop in New Atlantis and hired some sketchy people. I probably seem judgy, but God, I didn't trust a single one of them. But hey, at least I gave them beds and even workstations because, I won't do that in the future. Not in the near future though, because, I want to go for another achievement. It isn't really as bad or tedious as the last one, yet it did take some time. Instead of visiting all the different star systems, I ended up landing on about 100 different planets. Like I said, it did take some time, especially when at first I wanted to explore each planet. Yeah, I stopped after a while because I wanted to speed up the process. But anyway, I got the achievement because, I am awesome. And I am so awesome that I went and got 3 more. These were a lot more tedious than the others. So, first I got to level 50 while working on these other 2 achievements. So that's pretty cool. This is probably like the highest level I've ever gone on any Bethesda game, so that is, even cooler. But besides getting level 50, I grinded to get 500 organic materials. But there is a twist. The organic materials I get from creatures don't count. Also, I only get 1 per plant, so with the skills that give me more organic materials, those don't count towards the achievement. So I just spent so damn long finding 500 freaking plants to harvest. I freaking hated it. But you know what, I still got the achievement, so that's fine, I guess. Which brings me to the next achievement, which honestly is pretty much the same as the last one, but I just had to get inorganic materials instead of organic materials. This was a tad easier because rocks were easier to come by than the plants were sometimes, so it's all good. Luckily, this took less time than the last one, of course, so I was able to finish it with ease. It probably helped that, I already had a good chunk of progress going, so I'm happy about that. But I easily moved on, and I did some other missions. I joined this gang that killed another gang, and I did all the work pretty much with no recognition, you know how it is, but now the gang I joined disbanded to join the Neon Security Police Force thingy. Yeah, good for them, I suppose, but I still got little to no credit, which wasn't fair. Other than that, I just did some very trivial side missions. I killed a level 10 Terramorph, so that was something, and then I didn't even get much money after completing that quest or experience, so it was honestly just a big old waste of time. I could have honestly just went outside and touched grass. Actually, no, I wouldn't have done that. Who do you think I am, a productive member of society? No way. But whatever though, I'll just go do some more missions because, that is what I do. I also customized my ship because you may not know this, but I am a master engineer, the best you have ever seen. Yeah, I also painted my ship black and purple, so it looks cool now. But what is something that master engineers do? They do illegal crap. So I went to Neon to do that illegal stuff. I basically became a drug lord. So yeah, I got this drug known as Aurora and gave it to this guy in charge of Neon or something. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention, but the guy in charge of Neon, I really wanted to kill him, but I didn't because I can control my intrusive thoughts. Well, somewhat. And I totally let the intrusive thoughts win this time. Yeah, I slaughtered a lot of people in New Atlantis. Yeah, I just opened fire and no one could stop me. So yeah, I also made Sarah mad, but I did kill a lot of people. Like, bodies were truly everywhere. But then I reset my save and went to my house and decorated a tiny bit because why the hell not? But then for the good old experience, I just went and explored. That is simply all I did. Nothing interesting happened. I just went to random places and then, I killed people with high levels and I got tons of freaking experience. Mainly from killing people and the creatures, of course. Like, I also explored other places and it gave me like 20 experience per place, but yeah, mainly I got the XP from killing stuff. And to get more experience, I decided to go full completionist mode. I know I won't be able to actually complete this task, however, I still want to do it. So I set sail to surveying all the star systems, get them fully explored and everything. Of course, I started on the high level ones for more experience, and it mainly consisted of scanning rocks, creatures, and plants. Some planets took longer, while some didn't. The first few systems I completed were Fermi and Algorab. Both are level 75, but I didn't want to do a third system yet, so I went back to just exploring. It was nice and peaceful, and like always, I killed tons of people, because that is what I do since I am such a great guy. Which brings me to even more star systems, and yes, I already said it, I know I'm not going to get all the star systems done. I'm not. There's no way. But it still passes the time, you know, exploring all of them. And for these next two, I sure as hell am not getting as much experience as I would hope, unlike the last few. Which these two happen to be the two star systems that are most important in the whole game, Sol and Alpha Centauri. I chose these two only because it really made sense, because they are the main ones in the game, of course. Because Alpha Centauri is home to Jemison, which is the home of New Atlantis, which is also home to the Lodge. Sol is basically the Earth and Mars and crap, so like I said, it only makes sense. And I did want to mention, unfortunately you cannot land on Uranus, so that's just unfortunate. After those two easy star systems, I returned to the harder ones, or at least the ones with more experience. One thing I did not mention though was the whole reason I'm getting a crap ton of XP is that, you know, I slaughter every creature I see when I scan things on each and every planet. This gives me on average 100 experience per kill, which at my level would be about 60 some kills a level. So PETA, don't be mad. Actually, you can't be mad because these creatures aren't real. Actually, I don't even give a crap if you're mad, so suck it. Anyway, I surveyed both Olympus because, you know, Greek origin stuff, and Hyugens, whatever that's supposed to mean. Hell, I probably said it wrong anyway. Honestly, I don't care. But these next ones I ain't gonna pronounce incorrectly, I hope. We have Boar. It's spelled Boar, not Boar as in the animal or Boar as in the Borderlands skill for 0. Wait, now I'm kind of starting to second guess myself. Oh well, then I went to Hawking, which I am guessing is named after Stephen Hawking. I honestly can't think of any other reason as to why it's named that. But another thing I did when scanning was jump and run a lot. Finding some of these materials, creatures, and plants took a long time, and it did eventually help when I leveled things up to help me scan the planets and all that kind of stuff. And it may have been really tedious, but I don't know. I think I really liked it for some odd reason, and I usually hate tedious things. Which then brings me to the last of the star systems I'll be doing. We have Archimedes, Katydid, and Pyrrhus. Did I pronounce some of these wrong? Yeah, probably. Honestly, I don't really care. These at least were very high level star systems, so the experience was just flowing in. But at this point, hour 100 was near, and I was basically doing anything to bring me to that point. I was even floating around in this damn ocean for 30 minutes trying to find a creature, only to realize it was on the shore, not in the damn ocean. Yeah, that really made me mad. But you know what, I found it and I got scanned. That wasn't the only thing taking me so damn long. Some planets were just taking forever to show me the damn creatures I needed to complete the list. I had no problem doing the minerals and the resources like iron and stuff because my scanning level was so high that I could just find all of them easily. But I just don't know why I had to get bad luck now. But you know what? Screw you, game. I'm just gonna head to a new universe and hopefully I'll have better luck there. But all that does not matter because it is hour 100 and it is time to venture into the Unity once and for all. So say goodbye to this godforsaken universe and hello to the new one. However, I do have a few last things to do before I am ready for a new universe. First things first, I wanted to see how rich I am. I sold nearly everything I could and made out with 1,702,354 credits. I'm officially a millionaire, what can I say? It did probably help that I legit hoarded absolutely everything I could in my adventures. Then that brings me to Enhance, a place where I could change my appearance. If I'm going to a new universe and become a Starborn, I gotta look different. I gotta look experienced. So I changed my hair to a new little look and style, and then I colored it white. Same with my facial hair. Then I added a nice little scar that shows that I am truly a badass. Then finally, I made it back to the Unity. There really wasn't anything more to do before venturing into this new universe. I will keep all my levels and skills, but lose everything else. So now, it is time to do it. I will go to this universe ready for anything, but the truth is, they are not ready for me. Things
are coming, and they won't be able to do anything about it. The power will be mine.
So that has been 100 hours in Starfield. I had a lot of fun with this game. Despite the few bugs and crashes that I had, the game is still very well made in my opinion. I know people won't agree, but you know, I only judge the games on whether I had fun or not, and I had fun. So shut the hell up, go sit down and cry in the corner for all I care. Anyway, there's still a lot that I could do in this game. There's so many new game plus options or whatever, I don't know. And along with mods, there's also mods coming, so that's pretty cool, and future DLCs. So maybe I'll do more of this, I don't know, but I'm gonna thank you guys for watching this video. Maybe like, maybe subscribe, I don't give a crap, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.